Hi everybody, I am Debbie Belaus with Feel Good Qigong, and I wanted to show you something you can do on a daily basis. This is really nice if you're not feeling too well, don't want to do a lot of movement. The whole idea for movement is in Qigong, is to circulate, to stimulate, and to activate. So these are things that you can do to do all that, to circulate, to get those fluids moving, to get your body pumping, to stimulate also. Shaking, tapping, that stimulates the body. It stimulates the nerves. It creates getting some of that immune system stronger. And then to activate your energy. We all know what energy is. We just don't think about it in terms of activating the energy. So we're going to be circulating, stimulating, and activating. You want a nice sturdy chair. It's nice to have something behind your back for some support. And we're just going to start with a little bit of movement, rotation. We'll just start with rotating the belly, the hips, and go in one direction. Your feet are flat on the floor for support. If they're not, then you can put a blanket underneath them so you are touching, or come up closer onto your chair. In other words, come more forward on your chair so you can have those feet flat on the floor. And we're just doing a little bit of movement. You can do this as slowly as you want, or as slow is always better, I think, because I think it gives you an indication of how your body's feeling. If you're going too fast, you're not going to pick up some of those cues that your body's trying to tell you, like, oh, my shoulders are sore today. Oh, my low back is sore today. If you're doing it too quickly, then you might be too disturbed to notice, how your body's really doing. Now let's do rotate one shoulder. If you want, you can bring your elbow into it. Can also bring the whole arm into it. Get more of a rotation in that shoulder joint. But if it hurts, you don't have to. You don't have to go all the way around. Small movements are just as good as no movement at all. So you want to think about that. Slow movements are just as good. It's better than no movement at all. You can also rub your hands together, get some heat in them. And if you can't get any rotation in that particular joint, then just put that warm hand on that muscle and give yourself a massage. Just that warm energy from the hand is going to be helpful. And we can do this anyway, because most of us have shoulders that are tight. Just everybody can do this, just giving yourself that massage. Activate your hands. Remember, I talked about activation, and then do the other side. So self-massage is really nice to do. It brings heat to that area that might be sore. You're bringing energy to that, healing energy. Our hands are very powerful. We have a lot of proprioceptors in our hands that we can activate and then use for stimulating and also for circulating. And then you can do both shoulders. You can also maybe massage your neck. Always feels nice too. You can hold on to the shoulders, drop your head forward, and do a little bit of rotation of the neck as you're holding your shoulders down, creating this little bit of movement in the neck all the way around. Feels really nice. And then we're going to do what's called a meridian. We're going to be tapping our meridian points. We're going to be activating and circulating all at the same time. So let's start with their head. You're just taking your your fingers and just tapping the top of your head, the top of your skull. So this is circulating. It's bringing some circulation to your brain. You're activating, stimulating, and you're bringing some that stimulation, circulation, activation that I was talking about. And then you can go around. Feels really nice to go around your eyes. If you have glasses, maybe take them off and just kind of go around the eyes. Go around your jaw and your face. We hold a lot in our jaw. It's a really tight area for most of us. Just move that around, move your face around, move your mouth around, and then tap lightly on your throat. And then we're going to tap lightly right here on the sternum. It's a very flat bone. You can feel it. And we're stimulating our thymus gland here. We're stimulating our red and white blood cells by doing this. We're also circulating. We're bringing heat to the surface of the skin is a form of circulation. So we're getting that circulation, stimulation, and we're activating a lot of our meridian lines, those highways, those invisible highways in the body that move. It's kind of like the cord of a light bulb. You know, you need that cord to plug into your power source so that light bulb goes on. It's the same thing. Our meridians are like that light bulb that turns us up, that those cords that turn our energy on. Now we're going to lightly make little fists with your hands, you know, not really hard, just very gently. You're tapping. There's two bones at the beginning of your clavicle bone, and then just kind of follow that bone. You can feel it. Just follow it right to the end. We're going to be tapping this whole area. These are some meridian lines of the kidneys and the lungs. You don't need to remember all these, but this just feels actually just really good in the lungs, especially this time of year where we're starting to build up some phlegm, maybe some mucus from the cold weather. I can feel some of it in my throat. And this is stimulating, circulating, and activating your lungs, your kidney meridian. That's the wellspring of your body that we call that in Chinese traditional medicine. Again, when we're tapping this whole region, just this alone feels good. And then tapping that little crevice where that clavicle bone meets up with your arm, and just tapping in that area. This is your lung meridian. And then we're going to tap right down the inside of the arm to our hands. Again, the powerful energy, healing hands, stimulating them, circulating them, and then coming up your arm. You can stay at your elbow for a little bit. Major joints, you can stay a little bit longer, especially if you have arthritis. Joints can get sticky and gooey and some achiness. You can stay there a little bit longer if that feels good to you. And then stay at the shoulder. Again, another area that tends to be a little tender for most of us. Bring that hand behind your head. We're going to tap all around the breast tissue. We have these lymph nodes that help to release toxins out of your body. So we're doing that. We're activating, we're stimulating, we're circulating those lymph nodes. Underneath the armpit, which is your heart meridian, elevates your mood. And then we're going to tap right down the side of our body. Lots of meridians here. Also, we have our rib cage. Our rib cage here as well. So we're activating, stimulating, and circulating that whole area. Other side now. So tap the sternum, thymus gland, activating your red and white blood cells. So we are circulating, we're activating, we're stimulating. Follow that clavicle bone right to that point, the little nest between where your clavicle bone and your arm starts. And then we're going to tap right down the inside of the arm. Again, stay where you need to stay if you need some extra stimulation or circulation to a particular joint. Activating those hands. I talk about proprioceptors. Your hands are a high center for proprioception, as well as the bottom of your feet. And we're going to go right to the back of that shoulder blade. You can stay there a little bit longer. And then we'll go and activate our lymph nodes right along this whole. Lots of lymph nodes in the breast tissue, in the breast area around, and also in our groins, and other lots of, we have them all over our body, but these are the main ones. Underneath your armpit, again, lots of lymph nodes there as well. This elevates, they call this the Prozac Tap in Qigong. It helps to elevate your mood a little bit. We all can always use elevation of mood, especially what's going on right now. And then we'll tap down the side of our body. And then we're going to tap this whole region, the whole trunk of our body. All your organs, this is the engine of your body. All your organs are in here. They need to be circulated, stimulated, activated, and that's what we're doing. And then we're going to tap right in that groin area. Tap and you can tap and slap that groin area. Again, there's a lot of lymph nodes there. And then start to bring it to tapping your hip bones. Might even feel your eyeballs shaking a little bit. That's a good sign. You want this is because it's circulating, it's stimulating, it's activating. Come to your low, right at the glutes area. So you lean forward a little bit and tap your glutes, tap your low back, give your low back a massage. That's where your kidneys are. And then we're going to just tap the backs of the legs, if you can get to them. And then you come up the legs. I want you to stay right at the outer edge of your knee. This is a major meridian. It's called stomach 36. They call it the 3-mile thumb. They call it that because if you're hiking or running, usually by the third mile, you're feeling tired. If you tap this area, it helps to give you some energy. So it's kind of an all over tonic, and it's an easy one to get to. It's an easy one to do. Again, this is really nice. You know, if you, maybe you sprained your ankle, maybe you broke, maybe you had knee surgery, you know, maybe you had hip and you can't get up. You can circulate, you can activate, and then let's go down the side of the legs. You can circulate, you can activate and stimulate your body just by sitting here, and then come up the inside of the legs again, and we'll tap this groin area again for your lymph node activation. And now just hold here, feeling that tingling feeling, hopefully. Some stimulation. So we've circulated, we've stimulated. We're going to do one more. I talked about the hands being highly active and highly activated center of your body. Also the bottoms of your feet. So we're just tapping our feet, bottoms of our feet, and we're massaging our hands. We're creating some heat for our feet, pinkness in the hands. You're activating your proprioceptors, all the sensitivity of your skin, and it creates heat in your body as well. And this just feels, this is just a way again of stimulating, activating, circulating your body. The bottom of your foot, and you can keep doing this while I'm talking, right at the bottom of your foot is your kidney meridian, kidney point 1. It travels up the inside of the leg, and it comes all the way up to that clavicle bone that I was talking about. So by tapping the bottoms of your feet or the wellspring of your foot, you're activating that kidney point, which helps to move your fluids in your body. So it's just a great, quick fix tonic. Take a couple of breaths, and we're going to rise up the energy for the day. If you're feeling kind of low energy, rise up that energy from the day. We circulated, we stimulated, we activated, and then release back into the earth so you feel grounded and stable. And then again, we're going to inhale, rise up that energy for your day, and then release and come back to the earth, because you don't want to be all the way up there with energy and not balance. So inhale all the way up, energy for the day, and exhale, release back to the earth. And just noticing how you feel. Let's take a deep breath in and out. And I hope this energizes you, circulates you, stimulates you, and activates you for the day. Thank you so much for joining me, and namaste.